Hello, intactivists! In the news this week, we have Intact America, Genital Autonomy Collective, which is a brand new intactivist group that is getting featured on Prevail over the System, Health Equality Campaign / Intaction, and much more coming up. In POTS news, first, the electricity in the Potts' house went out, so I lost all of my open pages for the news. Obviously, have the best of luck here. But anyways, if I am missing something, let me know, and next week we'll put that in. I'm recording this at 4 a.m. today. So, anyways, we have the 6x matching campaign. It applies to the CareBuzz and the POTS e-commerce program for the month of July, so definitely go ahead and take advantage of that. It's all free and easy to partake in. Also, if you do the POTS e-commerce program quite a bit or make large purchases, you'll most likely end up becoming an elite e-commercer, which will give you OnlyPants access now, which will give you lots of exclusive things like an exclusive Discord channel. You'll have monthly meetings with me, and it will be super awesome. You'll also get voting rights and stuff like that, and kind of know what things are going to happen before they happen, and get to plan things a little bit more with the POTS' people. Speaking of plans, June 29th is when me and Scott are going to go and do a work stream and talk to the fans. This is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern. So literally in 4 or 5 days, we're going to be doing this. So can't wait to see you guys there. It will be streaming on YouTube. Hopefully we go for about 2-3 hours doing it. Maybe longer, who knows. Also on POTS news, Melina had her final part 2 interview released this past Saturday. It was very thought-provoking and definitely worth the watch in case you missed it. Now, there was no video special this week because we still want more views on nonprofit status. Doesn't really matter in 2025, and here's why. I'm not going to rehash the video, just watch it. We will start doing video specials again when that gets to 200 views. Also, in POTS' news, we are wanting more walks, which is the social media defenders. We do have a 2-minute video that explains how to become a social media defender for POTS. And we have other videos that we made that explain the importance of having people to defend social media posts. It is a very vital to the success of POTS, especially since we have something really big coming down the pike for Prevail of the System. All right, and in Intaction news. So, Intaction stops circumcision for HIV prophylaxis in North Carolina. I know we've covered the videos a little bit on this, but this gives a little bit of the history. It says in 2021, North Carolina Medicaid office quietly on their own altered the policy to provide hospitals with payments for circumcision under the guise of HIV prophylaxis. But then went even farther than that. They increased payments for circumcision by allowing hospitals to apply a 2x multiplier to their invoices. They also streamlined the circumcision diagnosis code to make billing faster and easier. Intaction / HEC has been blowing the whistle on this situation for the past 4 years. We've hired lobbyists in North Carolina to get us in front of officials and expose this blatant attempt to increase forced genital mutilation on males. It's clear that the hospitals may coach parents to cite HIV prophylaxis as a reason for circumcision, whether for cosmetic or other purposes, to circumvent the law. Our initial attempts in 2021 to convince the officials in power this was bad policy were unsuccessful. However, we came back again in 2024/2025 with new lobbyists to a new administration and armed with more knowledge. This past Monday, June 16th, 2025, we participated in a second conference call with 4 state officials. In addition to myself, John from Doctors Opposing Circumcision assisted in the call, along with our clinical medical expert, Dr. Joseph Harder. 2 of our lobbyists, Lisa Martin, Capital Advantage, were also present on the call. They're labeled up here if you guys want to go ahead and see who these people are. We were told, these officials, how allowing circumcision for HIV prophylaxis does not meet state and federal requirements for coverage under the law. Services provided must be reasonable and necessary for the diagnosis or treatment of illness, injury, condition, or disease, and provided in accordance with general accepted standards of medical practice. Additionally, services must be cost effective compared to other modalities. We also told them that it will be difficult to establish that infant circumcision prevents HIV. We are now awaiting an official response from state Medicaid officials before we take next steps. We will be submitting a formal written request for a policy change in the coming weeks. We believe the state Medicaid office is exposed on this issue. Should they fail to rescind the policy, we are prepared to take further action to make it a problem they can't ignore. It's critical for the bodily autonomy of North Carolina children that we end this fraudulent infant circumcision for HIV prophylaxis policy. Your support for the Health Equality Campaign gives us the resources to get us in front of state officials on these issues. Without all of us working together, this situation would be forgotten by all except the boys being harmed. If you want more of this type of advocacy, please support the campaign. Sincerely, Anthony Esquadro, founder and director of HEC. P.S. We're the only ones fighting this battle in North Carolina and Washington, D.C. Your gift of $25, $50, or $250 today will make a direct impact. Every dollar funds our critical work to influence policy and protect future generations. So if you guys want to go ahead and help Anthony Esquadro and HEC, you guys can definitely go ahead and donate to them. And in Genital Autonomy Collective news, so Ali, who we interviewed on Prevail Over the System before, has done a tabling event, the first tabling event, yesterday with Genital Autonomy Collective. People there were very receptive to genital autonomy, even if they've never talked about it before. We even had someone come up and tell us they're a foreskin restorer. I gave a talk. My ex was in the audience, so was a little activated, but still managed. I'll upload the talk on YouTube later tonight. Thank you to everyone that has volunteered time and supported us so far. And this is their picture. So the super awesome, brand new intactivist group, the Genital Autonomy Collective. So yeah, and once that YouTube video comes out, I'll let you guys know. All right, and in Intact America news. So Intact America posted, Georgiane had a great afternoon at Barnes & Noble in Kingston, New York on Saturday. Lots of awesome conversations with supporters and curious passerbys alike. Thank you to everyone who stopped in. Signed copies of This Penis Business are now available on the local author table. Go grab a copy. So yes, Intact America is still going with this book tour, it seems. They're still going out and pushing this. I don't know, a lot of you guys seem to not like this book idea, that it's kind of like a paywall and Intact America is making money from these books. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. Some people love this idea because it is raising awareness at some level. So, I mean, even just having the conversation with Georgiane, I'm sure, is getting people at least interested so they can go ahead and Google it, right? So, let me know what you guys think down below. Also in Intact America news, so they have this End NICU Circumcisions Now petition. It has over 1,000 signatures on it. You guys can read this if you want. I'm not going to read this to you, but you can go ahead and check this out. It says End NICU Circumcisions Now. 1,352 verified signatures. Now, granted, I think that's kind of low because Intact America has 49,000 followers just on Facebook alone. I would like to see this at least have 10,000 signatures. So once again, guys, it's really easy. Just type in your first name, last name, and email, and that's really it. You just sign the petition. I mean, I don't know. It seems pretty easy to me. So definitely, if you want to support this and support Intact America's petition, definitely go for it. All right, and in general intactivism news. So, new intactivist-led survey, Cut Intact Restoring, ? Your perspective needed for deeper understanding, circumsurvey.online. So, it says, we've launched a new in-depth survey designed to gather a broad spectrum of experiences around male genital autonomy, pleasure, and the impacts of circumcision. Your insights, especially from those who are intact or have chosen intactness for their children, are crucial for understanding the diverse paths to bodily autonomy and challenging the prevailing norms. This data will fuel educational resources for our shared cause. This survey is a core part of my Accidental Intactivist Guide series, aiming to gather a wide spectrum of genuine experiences related to male genital autonomy, pleasure and sensation, cultural narratives and circumcisions, and bodily autonomy. So there is a lot more that goes into this, but essentially this is for everyone because it even says partners and parents. So this is any person can go ahead and take this as long as you have a perspective on circumcision. And it's completely anonymous and takes about 15 to 60 minutes to get done. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, heck yeah, super awesome. And this is the QR code right here to go ahead, I believe, and do this survey. All right, and on to the Intactivist calendars for the week. So, No Circ, Michigan, they had their Grand Rapids Pride 3 days ago, June 21st, and their Maternal Infant Health Summit, June 17th. Now, I don't have any pictures of that to show you, so we're not going to cover that right now. But July 17th is their Ann Arbor Art Fair, and this is from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. July 17th through July 19th. The times are all about the same, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., except for the last day, it ends at 8 p.m. And this will be at 315 East Liberty Street, Ann Arbor, Michigan. So if you guys want to go to that, definitely go. Take some pictures, help them out with the getting pictures up on their Facebook. So POTS can go ahead and cover them when they get stuff done. That would be really cool. And also, hopefully, you go ahead and save some babies. Also, Ron Lau with the Foreskin Diaries. Tickets are available. I did see where you can go ahead and find them. So July 30th and 31st, there's tickets available. You just go here and you click on a date, and it'll tell you it's from 18:30 to 19:30. So that's 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at 151 Laughing Horse at Bar 50 upstairs. You can buy tickets. The tickets are about $12. So that's super awesome if that's what you want to do. It literally says pay what you can. So you can get in there for $5 if you want. That's super awesome as well. But yes, this is the Foreskin Diaries. So if you guys are interested and in the area, super awesome. But yep, you guys can definitely, once again, though, check out edfringe.com and go and look at these tickets yourself. But yeah. All right, Bloodstained Men, Alaska Circumcision Crisis Protest, July 6th through July 13th. So this is happening in about 2 weeks from now. They are going to be protesting for about 8 days. So if you're in the Alaskan area and you want to protest with the Bloodstained Men, you guys can go ahead and do that. A very unique opportunity to do some boots on the ground in Alaska. All right, and on to the polls of the week. So this poll, do you think POTS is biased? Please explain in the Intactivist discussion. So most people said yes, POTS is biased towards pro-intactivism, which makes complete sense because we do try to help intactivism. We do have people saying no, it's neutral, like you try to keep your opinions out of it, which is super awesome. That's kind of what we aim to do for the most part. Nobody said we're anti-intactivism. That one is a bot, so it doesn't really count. And one person put other, so most people think that we're pro-intactivist, which, once again, makes sense. So thank you guys for answering that poll. Once again, guys, if you don't like how this turned out, please go to my Discord and go vote, because your vote matters. And on to the fundraisers of the week. Okay, so brand new fundraiser from Intaction, critical call to support nationwide male bodily autonomy. They are trying to raise $100,000. Says urgent request to create a nationwide change. Take an unprecedented bold step forward in our mission to protect the rights and bodily autonomy of males across the United States. It says your help is urgently needed. We are in a narrow time window of opportunity. It says we're thankful for supporters like you who empower the heck with the resources to lobby on a nationwide level. So essentially, it says, like, hey, you're helping save babies. But there is a perk if you do make $100 or more donation. It says you will receive an intact gift box. Will ship mid-July 2025. So if you do decide to donate $100 to this campaign, you'll get an intact gift box. Probably, intact swag, as they call it, which it's probably going to be super cool because it's like advertising for them too. So you can get a free t-shirt. I'm assuming that's what it is. A free t-shirt, some stickers. I could be wrong. And that would be awesome, though, to go get some intact stickers and put it on your water bottle. And then you're kind of like spreading the word through that. But yeah, once again, though, guys, Intaction has 3.5% of their $100,000 goal. So they're only sitting at $3,500. I don't know when they need this money. I have no idea. So hopefully someone can tell me in the comments when they need this money by, what's the deadline. All right, so end circumcision, support genital autonomy for all at Pride. This is Aliana's fundraiser for the Genital Autonomy Collective. This just started. They're trying to raise $1.5 $1,000. They raised $275 so far, so not too bad. So that's 18% of what they are trying to get. I covered this already a little bit. I'm not going to read all of this, but I will tell you what your donations will help cover, though. Registration costs, printing including signs, banners, stickers, etc., transportation and lodging for volunteers, filing fees for incorporating. So it seems like they're going to become a corporate entity. I think they're going to be nonprofit, but we shall see how this ends up working out. Also, if you do want to volunteer your time instead, they would love that. You can go ahead and fill out the volunteer form right here, and you can check out their website, autonomycollective.org, right here as well, which we can cover at a later date. All right, so Your Whole Baby LA Prego Expo, they have raised no new monies. It's been over a month for them. Unaltered, removing circumcision-related misinformation. They have raised no extra monies for the past 3 months, and if you check their coffee, they haven't raised any extra money this past week on it. Bloodstained Men, in memory of Carol. So their fundraiser is doing pretty good. They got $4,100 raised of their $5,000, so they're only needing $885 left, which is super exciting. So Bloodstained Men is a little over 82% of the way funded, so they just need 18% left, which is super cool. Gowdaf, help make How to Sue and Win possible. They keep on getting more and more donations. This week they raised $50, making them about 73% of the way of their $12,000 goal, so they have $8,750 raised so far. Gowdaf, they are still stuck at $15,981, so no change with that. Oh, all right, so support Intact Global's fight against genital mutilation. They are getting quite a bit more donations. They got $350 this past week. They're at $41,000 and almost $700, so almost $41,700. They're at 83% of the way there. Like I said, I don't know if they got matched by Doc yet, but they're there at this point. That's super awesome for Intact Global to reach their goal. And also, you can add in the $370 from their kind of old fundraiser, their Intact Global Oregon litigation effort, into that total as well. All right, Intact America, hold doctors and hospitals accountable for penis injuries. Nothing new here. They're still stuck at 10% raise of their $50,000 goal. They haven't got any new donations since 5 months for this GoFundMe. Prevail over the system. We actually bumped up to 32% of our $2,000 goal. Thank you to all my donors. We definitely appreciate that. That's super awesome. But remember, guys, if you can't donate, we have the Potis e-commerce program and the Care Buzz, all free to do, and it's getting 6x matched right now. And once again, if you do want to donate, we love that as well. All right, and on to the intactivist growth for the week. So, last week, Bloodstained Men had 7,106 followers. This week, the Bloodstained Men have 7,117 followers, which is a total of 11 people gained, or a 0.15% increase for the week. All right, guys, that's all I have for the news this week. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget about watching the nonprofit status. Doesn't really matter in 2025. Here's why. And fully watch the video. Also, don't forget about Melina's interview part 2. It's really good. Please like and share and get this out to more people. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our other content. Bye.